Hello, my name is Lester Hawkins Jr. I'm the ranch manager here on Dutton Creek Ranch. Dutton Creek Ranch is located in the southwest corner of Colorado. As a crow flies, it's about 1.5 miles from Pagosa Springs, and yet it's really secluded. What's really neat is you can be to the airport in 4 minutes, and yet it's secluded, and there's mountain lion, there's bear, turkey, lots of elk, some really nice mule deer. It's like you're way out in the middle of nowhere, and yet you're real close to town. It's really a unique ranch. It was owned by a man named, I called him Mr. DeLisi. He had it for years and years and years, and then he passed away. But then Tom Smith purchased it, and he's had it for several years. I've been here for 7 years, so it's really a neat piece of property. It's a lot of fun to work here, actually. It's been private for a very, very long time, so not many people have access. Not a lot of people have hunted it. It's just been kind of excluded from everything. So. It's actually Stevens Lake, or Stevens Reservoir is what it's called. Canoes, kayaks, stuff like that would be perfect. And then the views from the lake are amazing. So you could go right out the back of the ranch and be on National Forest and hunt, thousands and thousands of acres. It opens up a lot more, actually. You could run about 200 head of cattle on it. The grass, there's times I haven't been able to walk to it. It grows so tall. A lot of it's irrigated. You can control how much grass you grow. And we have separate pastures so we can rotate the animals so we don't overgraze it. There's a lot of it that we don't graze at all and leave it strictly for the game, the elk and the deer. A lot of ponderosa pine, some Doug fir, aspen, a lot of Gamble's oak, which deer and elk love. I mean, they bed down in it. The deer actually browse on it. It actually produces acorns for the deer, bear, turkey, everything eats the acorns. So a lot of berries that bring in the bears, also chokecherry and service berries. So there's a lot of food out there for the game. Different times of the year, there's more elk than others. During the rut, I've seen herds up to 200 to 300 head. And right now, the cows and calves are out there. The cows will be calving next month in June. And then towards September, then the bulls come off the forest and come to the cows. The cows stay out here most of the time. There's a big resident herd of cows. It's really set up great for outfitting. We did it a couple of years, just kind of as a trial run. We have a big house here on the ranch that we actually kept the hunters in. We cooked for them there, they stayed there, pick them up right there, go right in the gate. We hunted rifle, archery, and muzzleloader and took some really nice bulls and bucks off of here. We actually took 21 animals off the ranch. That included elk and mule deer both. Some of the bulls were in excess of 300 class, which is very good. Saw some 200-inch deer. The biggest one we harvested was around 160, which is still a really nice mule deer. There's a smaller house, which I live in, which we call a ranch house, and then there's a bigger one. Mine has 2 bedroom, 2 bath. The other one has 2.5 bath and 3 bedroom, and it's a larger home. They're really nice and good condition. Mostly what we grow is wild timothy and clover. We've always done the wild grass, which is the timothy and clover. Anywhere from 250 to 500 big round bales, which weigh 1,600 pounds, so that's a lot of hay. Greg worked for Fairfield years ago, and they had a contest, and the top salesman got a pack-in fishing trip in the mountains, and my dad and I did that. We were outfitters. Had a great time, and Greg's an awesome guy. We've done a lot of stuff together. It's been a lot of fun.
My name is Greg Liddle with Hayden Outdoors. Today we're at Dutton Creek Ranch in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. We're sitting about 1.5 miles from the city limits of Pagosa Springs, yet we border the San Juan National Forest. We're on 2,500 acres, including a 60-acre lake, 2 homes, and an incredible wildlife mecca here in Pagosa Springs. This is truly one of the top-notch properties in the entire Southwest. Well, this property has virtually every aspect that the discriminating land investor today is looking for. Into the ranch, you're looking at a combination of about 9 water holes, 5 pastures, a ranch that easily produces 150 to 500 big, large, round bales of hay. But the location in the Southwest, you're less than an hour from Durango's La Plata field. You're about 30 minutes to Wolf Creek Ski Mountain, which has the most snow in Colorado. It is truly a sportsman's mecca. This ranch has been meticulously managed, game managed for many years. The current on-site manager would love to stay on board with the right relationship. It was a cattle ranch for generations. It has adjudicated water rights that go with it. Approximately 85% of this county is San Juan National Forest. That's 1.8 million acres that goes from Wolf Creek Pass to the Utah state line. In the very heart of that is the Weminuche Wilderness, which we look at out the back gate of Dutton Creek Ranch. It has no conservation easements on it. Ideally, it's a perfect recreational getaway for the family or corporation with jet access literally minutes from the front gate. Well, a ranch of this magnitude, options are endless. From the personal recreation and family legacy ranch that are so hard to find today, it's extremely difficult to get holdings of this size, particularly within 5 minutes of a small mountain town like Pagosa Springs.
I came here when I was in the 2nd grade. It's been a really great place to grow up. I can't imagine growing up anywhere else. There was no street lights. I mean, it was just a very, very small community. It's grown a lot. Now we've got several street lights, which makes it a lot more convenient than having to travel and get your groceries. And we either went to Durango or Farmington in the past. But Pagosa has a lot to offer. I mean, if you ride bikes, if you river raft, if you want to sit in the hot springs, fishing of every type. I mean, there's trout, pike, smallmouth, largemouth. There's a little bit of everything. If you like to ride horses, there's miles and miles of trails. There's 8 million acres of forest land and also wilderness area. High mountain lakes, you got skiing. I mean, it just goes on and on. Pagosa's a really neat place because there's a little bit for everybody. If there's something you want to do, they probably have it right here in Pagosa. And as far as being a hunter and fisherman, I mean, this is paradise for me.